like episode goals?
Episode goals.
We got one. We got one. We got to turn his frown upside down by the end of this episode. I'm drinking Milo's tea, by the way.
Oh man!
Not to Shatner on any sponsors, but
I mean,
we're probably live. I'm just double checking.
You don't have your Stream Deck to go live? I don't.
We are live.
You're on
I
air.
don't have it hooked up.
yeah, we are live.
Nice.
Are we live on Twitch or on YouTube?
Twitch.
Oh, so no
This is the
OnlyFans?
Twitch stream. This is our Tuesday night guest episode with the Enough to Be Dangerous crew. This is our Monday night podcast crew. We thought we'd bring them on to this episode tonight to see if maybe we can increase our audience. So
Well, I think
this
we
crew
should move
here-
to Twitch.
You know what? I should make you guys all little labels, so we don't have to rely on the labels on the OBS or the thing that has your names on the bottom.
You mean overlay?
what
we
the
don't put
hell
our
are we
names on
Yeah, the
talking
overlay.
about
overlay.
right now?
Yeah, overlays. That way you can each have your own and position it for whichever square you go into.
Well, we don't go.
On
He
whoever's
doesn't go through
podcast.
OBS.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
not
don't, I don't
right.
go through OBS. I don't know enough about OBS.
I mean, we
Oh.
need to
And
teach
this
him,
right here, this whole conversation right here is what you can expect on Enough to Be Dangerous.
right?
It's just pure chaos. Like it's just there is no flow. Somebody said, "What's the goal tonight's episode?" Here's our goal for tonight's episode. Well, we've already succeeded. Terrence is smiling and laughing. That was the goal coming into tonight.
all right.
There,
Thanks
I
for
made
showing
it
up
easy for
tonight.
you.
Good
Hit
show,
like.
everybody.
Good
Yeah,
show.
thanks. Hit
If you've
like,
hung out this
follow.
long, you might
See
as
you
well
next
follow
week.
us.
Like, share, and subscribe,
Too soon?
and flick the bell.
Oh wait,
I thought you were going to say flick the bean.
no, it's flick the bell.
he forgot how to do that.
Oh,
Oh, shots
Mm.
fired.
pow.
Listen, he came in. We're gonna mess with Terrence a little bit tonight. He has it coming. We got to
How
get.
do I have it
Terrence-
coming?
Cause we got to get you back in a space where you know you're loved, Terrence.
Like,
And this is all of our love language. This is what
I
we
do
to
like
each
your
other.
fancy zero you have up there tonight for yawns.
Oh, is that our yawn
Oh,
count
yeah.
tonight?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I figured out. Oh, I should probably turn this on, huh?
You know, you should shrink it down because you do need more counters. I think.
Dude, I'm not gonna be the counter person.
Wait, what
all right?
else do we
I'm
have
gonna-
for a counter? I want to hear this.
We have
Yeah,
the
what
Pizza Hut
else?
count. You have the
every
Jerry,
time we talk about
Jerry
Pizza
Lee,
Hut, yeah.
uh,
Every
Bobby
time
Lee.
we talk about Bobby Lee,
Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah, the Bobby Lee count. So to catch, we'll catch everybody up to speed on that real
Sage
quick,
in the
just so they
house. What's up,
understand.
Sage?
We've got to kind of
Renee in the house. Hi.
set the scene for what this is. So the four of us have been friends for, well, Terrence and I have been friends the longest. We've been friends since like
1989. Another summer.
1988 or something like that.
Eric made it.
And then Tom, Terrence, and I all worked together at Pizza Hut in
Ding.
like the
See?
1990s.
Did that work?
Yeah.
You all know
We'll call
the
it- we'll
story
call it
of
a Pizza
Joey
Hut
and
count.
I.
Meeting
Joey
in
and
a hot
I
tub.
meeting in a hot tub in
Man,
Florida.
Wait, rockin' the mic. Who? I don't know rockin' the mic. Auntie Carrie, you
I
made
mean-
it. I missed you last night. I was gonna check on you, and I got busy with my day today.
dude.
So that's our
That's
history.
Tom. That's got to be Tom's. Tom and the Asian massage parlor, which is kind of appropriate.
What?
I'm not gonna see.
The ding, ding,
I know I'm a
ding,
guest
ding.
here, so I'm not gonna use my voice that I would be using on M3. When you
Go
said
ahead,
Asian
do it.
massage, I had a
I hope-
natural reaction that I
Oh,
suppressed.
That's Mike 210. That's my dude.
210.
Mm-hmm.
No way, Mike. It's been forever. Hey,
it has.
are you better today? Aunt Carrie?
Oh, we got Big E in the house too.
Yeah.
Biggie.
Ally.
Gotta have to get to
Yeah,
Get to the-
for sure.
one.
I'm
Get
sorry.
to the Twitchisms. Oh, I gotta mute that.
Hey, so where we left on our episode last night, Joey
Oh wow.
said that he was going to go watch The Bear.
Oh,
He had
my
not
goodness.
watched a single episode when we left last night. Joey, where are you at in the series today?
Oh, I'm done.
Did you bang it out?
Oh my God, that's a good show. It is stressful though.
Welcome to
Oh.
the food industry.
Hey, I
Yeah.
cooked- I
Oh,
cooked
Terrence,
for a
did you
while.
watch it?
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten a chance to hop into it yet.
It's very accurate though. I mean the side stories
I
are
started
a
on
little,
a couple other things.
its own thing, but being in the kitchen, it is very accurate.
Oh,
I didn't know if I wanted to relive that stress.
Oh, it's worth it.
I didn't know how much I would be triggered. So
Look,
I need
here's
to
something
feel
that-
in a safe space before I start watching that.
I'm gonna say this. I think anybody that's working a restaurant, I think that's where you make some of your lifelong best friends working with people in the restaurant industry.
Because you're going to war.
Yeah, I mean
See?
I did it on the boats, okay? But
Look,
With Bobby Lee.
yeah,
Ding,
how'd
ding,
you know?
ding.
But I
Look,
still
I'm just
talk to
saying.
a few of the people that I worked on the boats with on Facebook on a
Some
somewhat regular
people-
basis.
some people take jobs like this and be like, oh, you can't look at your customers as going to war. Yes, you can, because your goal is to meet their needs and decimate their needs and make them happy and make them surrender by going
Decimate.
home with a full belly and a smile on their face. So you're going to war. And you live through the trenches of those of waitresses not showing up, running out of glasses. Somebody who
Yeah, but-
that's where we got the term "can't get right" from. Was people couldn't make a simple goddamn order right, no matter how many times
don't
you told
even-
them.
I don't even know if it's about what happens during hours. It's probably a lot
Oh,
of the
that's-
stupid stuff we did after hours.
That goes
that-
along with it. That's what made you enjoy it much more. That downtime. That hey, did they show the scene or Joey? I don't know. I don't even know if it was that movie or that series where you go into the walk-in freezer and scream your head off.
Well, so they didn't do that. I completely get that. But what they
You went
do
to war.
going into the walk-in cooler is just reset. It was like a reset spot.
Yeah, that's what screaming your head off.
A
is.
Well,
place
they
to
didn't-
scream, a
Some
place to cry. Everybody went back there for a
Yeah.
different reason.
Yeah, I totally get that though. I've
It's hot
screamed
as
in
hell,
the
and the manager
cooler.
doesn't want to turn on the AC, so you go to the walk-in and cool off.
Right.
A place to
Yeah.
be friendly.
Yeah,
I never did that in the
a
cooler.
place to get your mind right and set your mental attitude for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I didn't think of Olivia in the cooler.
And just real quick, you could tell by some of the comments in here. Some of the comments in here that we've definitely
Therapy is a great word for it.
yeah, there is a commonality here. If you haven't worked in a restaurant, like seriously worked in a restaurant, it's like a rite of passage in life. You got to work in a restaurant.
You need that stress relief. 210.
I think it rounds you out as a person, especially if you work front of the house and back of the house at some point in your
Never worked
restaurant.
front.
Yeah,
career.
you got to work both. You got to work. Both.
Never touch
Yeah.
the front.
Waiting tables changed my life, to be honest.
Well,
I-
on the
I was
boats,
actually very
everybody has
quiet.
to come to you, or the deckhands. Like if you're like we do fish fry after a big catch, so I would do like fresh fish, but the deckhands would come in and help me because I was so crazy behind the what do you call it? The table, the stove thing, the grill.
Stove?
The
Oh.
grill.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the
fire.
grill.
Joey, create
No, it was
fire.
it's on a boat. You have a
Oh.
grill, always a grill. You don't do burners on a grill or not that size of boat.
Because fire is bad.
Yeah, Renee and Big E is saying they still have friends 15 years ago. I mean, look, Terrence and I knew each other from grade school, obviously, but we met Tom working at a restaurant that we're not going to say so we don't have to hit the counter. What is the counter for, by the way?
Everything.
What are we
so
counting
far,
here
I think
now?
it's a combination
Pizza,
counter.
pizza.
Is it just counter? So if we say Pizza Hut, Jan, or Bobby Lee, it goes on the counter?
Sure, because that's like 30
All
of them
three?
so far. So let me just go ahead and kick that up.
We're up at 17. So we all, that's how, I mean, that's how we met.
It's
Like,
almost like a fraternity in a way. Like some
It
of us
is.
didn't go to big fancy universities, but if you think about the people we worked with over the years, I mean, I still have people I can reach out to from that era
Lolo.
of working. Uh-oh. Yeah. Like I don't know, just certain people that I know if I needed a favor or if they needed a favor from me, we
Look,
we
man.
formed a bond. It was like a brotherhood.
yeah,
I accidentally butt
honestly,
dialed our old manager from the original hut. I didn't include the P, so that doesn't count. I
Count it.
accidentally
Jabba?
butt dialed. Damn it! I accidentally butt dialed him 10 years after I left, and he called me back. It was like, "Yo, are you okay? You all right? You called me like 4 times last."
yeah. Look,
I was
that's
like, holy shit.
I mean, when you talk about going to university or something like that, I got a hell of an education working in the restaurant, especially when I got promoted to manager. Like, listen, getting into that management role taught me a ton in life. Getting into that spot, like, first, you start understanding the financials of operating a business. Like, you're responsible for, especially in a restaurant where you're responsible for inventory, and you've got to do inventory, and then you've got to do, oh man, the oven cleaning sessions. Those were overnight
Lane.
things where you're responsible for doing it. Like, hey, you're a manager,
Lane,
you're gonna
Tony
be here
Reuter,
till 5, 6
L-Dog.
o'clock in the morning, breaking that thing down, cleaning it, putting it back together.
Well, just
And
the
then-
pain of making a schedule. Like
Oh,
remember the
yes,
hardship
yes.
of scheduling people. Everybody's
Scheduling
got a
drivers.
request. Everybody's got restrictions.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
this
got
guy
your
can't
you
work
got
here.
people
He's
you
gotta
want
go
to
on
work with.
formation. This guy, they're getting deployed for 2 weeks. This guy's on AIT and he's going to be leaving. Like,
well,
man, especially when you had the military drivers.
you start
was a
learning
pain.
employment law. Like you start becoming familiar, because in a restaurant like that, you are HR, you are recruiting. Like, there's a lot of skills you pick up, and to
you're
Tom,
the
your
bank.
point, yeah. To your point, Tom, like, listen, if you're somebody that shine, you get into that management role and somebody calls out, you're waiting tables that night.
Yep.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's calling me. Hey, I'll teach you how to do
It
that
depends.
scratch.
It depends on if I
That
needed
scratch you wanted.
if I needed a
man.
little extra cash.
You're getting me hungry, Lolo.
I think waiting tables was like the last vestige. Like, Tom always said he liked doing it. I was like, man, I don't want to do that face to face with people. Just put me behind the scenes. I'll be the guy that gets it done. And then I started doing it, and it was kind of like Mike saying, go be a salesman. I'm like, I don't want to be a salesman. And then it turns out I was actually good at it.
Do you remember?
Hey.
I have a quick Pizza Hut story. You remember Marla,
Thing.
store 26?
Yeah.
Slide your
She's hard to
counter over
forget.
a little, Magic.
The first time she ever met me, I used to come in. I was the store manager at 26 at the time, and I think Terrence Elliott and what was his name? The tall kid, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony
that's
Ritter
right.
or the skinny
Reuter.
kid.
Tony Reuter.
What?
So
Okay.
they were all. I think even Art might have been a shift manager.
Yeah,
How
would
does
track.
that story?
But they hired her, so she didn't know who I was, and so I'd come in on at night dressed up in just the regular polo, but I had just a regular. Everybody had the blue name tags, but the manager typically had a gold name tag or a silver, like a shiny one. But I just had a blue one made with my name, but it said store manager on it. And I would come in my normal polo, and I would wear a visor. And I would basically spend my whole shift most likely bussing tables and just helping out, especially like Friday, Saturday nights. So she didn't know who I was.
That's because you were in disguise.
And,
Everybody knew that.
And I remember an incident the first time that she had an interaction with me, something about restocking the salad bar. And I noticed the salad bar was getting low, and she was just happened to be the one standing around in the back, like right past the make table where you have that walkway, where then
Yeah.
to the right you had the make area, and then the walk-in. And I said, "Excuse me, do you think you could take a few minutes and restock the salad bar because it's getting low right now?" And there was like 4 or 5 people standing around, and she's like, "No, I don't think so." And everybody stopped and turned around to see, like,
Ooh.
it was just one of those
Store
funny moments.
manager you're talking to.
And then I guess she read my name tag, and she was like, "Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, let me go do that." But then we went clubbing a few times, so it was all good.
I can imagine cutting prime rib at a buffet line on a holiday teaches patience for sure.
Hey, so Lolo and Renee are talking about how they used to feast on the biscuits at Red Lobster, chips and salsa. But the one thing that I loved about working at Pizza Hut,
Ding.
The cheddar biscuits or
yeah,
trading.
no, listen,
Trading.
trading. Pizza was money. Now it was cool down in Sierra Vista. Like we had that Long John Silver's. We traded with like damn near every night. But it wasn't really cool until I came up here and was managing a store up here in Phoenix. That's when it got really cool because at that point, in fact, Renee worked at the Macaroni Grill across the street. We traded with them all the time on 48th and Ray. But probably the best trade we made is I called KUPD. And I would trade pizza for concert tickets all the time.
Oh, wow.
I'd hit them up and be like, "Hey, you guys want some pies? Yeah, I'll send some pies down. What do you have for concert tickets?" All the time. Got tickets to stuff all the time running that store on 48th and Ray.
Hey,
That would still be a close one with KFC. A bucket of KFC or concert tickets.
how did you get the tickets?
Depends on how hungry you are.
So you
You
remember
could
the
trade
Marlins?
pizza with anybody.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
It was money. It was money.
You remember the Marlins tickets? How did you get those? I forgot.
Oh, that was living in Florida. So the company, I'm pretty sure I worked for the mob at some point in my life. So the company that I worked for in South Florida was basically like a small GoDaddy. It was a web design domain seller back in, I don't know, 1999-ish. And the guy's name's Joe Calabria. I need to be careful because if he is mob, I'm in trouble, and if he isn't, he could sue me for slander.
If we lose your feed, we'll know what happened.
Yeah, so I'm like 90% sure. I'm 90% sure this was a mob family, right? Definitely an Italian guy, clean cut guy, small GoDaddy type company where, there was maybe 20 of us. There were 2 salespeople. I was one of the salespeople, and so 20 people in the office. Well, Joe, this clean cut, pretty guy, was married to the niece of Wayne Huizenga. So Wayne Huizenga, for context, was the owner and creator of Blockbuster.
Yep.
But he basically owned South Florida. He owned the Marlins, he owned the Florida Panthers, the Miami Dolphins. Like he owned all the professional sports teams in South Florida. And so we had owners tickets to pretty much all the sporting events in South Florida. So took Joey to go see the Marlins, set in the owner's box. Like,
Yeah, it was
owner's
insane.
box.
Right
You see, I was
offset from the dugout.
yeah, right in I was the only person in the office that liked hockey. So I went to just a ton of hockey games, would sit down in the owner's box, and it was just they treat you different in the owner's box. But probably the most gangster thing the guy ever did, though. So my girlfriend and I, one time, would go down to South Beach. And South Beach in the late, I'm sure South Beach is still like this today, but in the late 90s, like South Beach was like the spot that you go to in the world. It's the hottest spot in the world to go to clubs, right? So we go downtown South Beach. We stand in line for, I don't know, an hour, and they're hand picking who they let into the club. And it just got to a point where I'm like, yo, man, I've been standing here a while. And he's like, you on the list? No, I'm not on the list. Okay, we'll let you know when you can come in. So finally, we just got sick of it and we left. I went back in the office on Monday and I was complaining. He's like, "What'd you guys do this week?" I was like, "I went down to South Beach." And he's like, "You got into clubs in South Beach?" I was like, "No, I didn't get into clubs in South Beach. Like nobody let me
No
into
way.
clubs in South Beach." He's like, "Oh man," he's like, "Next time you go down to South Beach, let me know." So about a month later, I'm like, "Okay." So I'm talking to Joe. He's like, "What are you gonna do this week?" I said, "I think I'm gonna go try South Beach." He's like, "Yeah, I got you." I was like, "You want to know where we're going?" He's like, "No, you're good. I got you." I'm like, "What does that even mean? Like, I got you. Like, I don't even know what that means, right?" So me and the girl, we head downtown. We go to South Beach over the weekend. We go downtown, and I'm not kidding. Every club we walked up to, "You on the list? What's your name?" Give him my name. We were on the list at every single club that we went down to in South Beach. Like this dude just
That's
he had
crazy.
that kind of swag.
Wow.
Like everywhere we went, we just got to a point where like, let's go in, see if we can get in, and then go to another one and see if we can get in. Yeah, that guy. Like I said, first of all, he's married to the guy who, or married to the family of the Blockbuster family, but he himself, I think on his side of the family, like I said, I'm like almost positive that. Because we didn't do a ton of business. To be real, we didn't do a ton of business. And we were in a really nice office in Boca Raton, Florida. And Boca Raton and he had this big ass dirty mansion. Like, yeah.
What
I'm
was the
pretty
name of
sure.
it, or are you not allowed to say?
The name of the company?
Yeah.
God, what was the name of it?
Would we have heard of it in our GoDaddy time?
No.
Or was it done by then?
No, I'm telling you, it was a small little company.
So like that Canada hosting company that we originally did our websites through.
Man, not even like listen, not even that. Like
Oh man.
Pro Solutions? I think that's the name of the company, is Pro Solutions.
Just so you know,
Yeah, that was it.
we got into clubs in South Beach.
Well,
But
I
we
will
used
vouch for
Leah.
that.
We used Leah to do that, so and that was before she was known too. But back in the day, she was, they just wanted hot women in.
I remember Joey taking me some wild club one night after he got off.
Was it a man club?
Club grinder.
No, it was giant.
No. It was some freaky, kinky goth club type.
Ravish style.
Yeah, it was. I was definitely out of place in there. Joey was not.
So
I
let me ask
definitely
you,
was.
speaking of that, the freaky deaky and all that,
Uh-oh.
it's not that great of a segue.
Finger on the censor button.
Who remembers Woodstock 99?
Oh, did you watch
Did
that?
you watch that? I watched it.
Yes, I did. I watched
Wow.
it.
No, the documentary. Did you watch the
Yeah,
documentary?
I
Trainwreck?
just watched that. Yeah, I
How
just
many
watched it last
episodes
night.
in?
3.
Yeah,
It's only
three.
3 episodes.
So you watched it all. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, Joey, are you
Like, I
saying
remember-
you watched that?
I've watched one episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay. it's I remember Woodstock 94. And
I did
then
too.
I remember somebody saying Woodstock 99. I was like, oh, it's gonna be crappy like 94 was. And then I think I heard the tail
94
end
wasn't
of it.
crappy.
94
Well, it
was
was-
crappy
it was-
like it was just Mudfest. It was like it might as well just been Mudfest.
Oh.
And that's all they showed, but there was more to it than that.
Oh, there was, but it wasn't the dumpster, literal dumpster fire that
No,
ended
not at
Woodstock
all. Right.
99. Like
I enjoyed
Watch-
Woodstock 94.
watch some of the I'm gonna say episode 2 is where you learn a lot of things that you did not know, and just the blatant like blinders that these people and producers and the promoters had for the entire show, for the entire event.
Well, I
It's a
learned
good
that in episode
documentary.
1. They had no
Well,
clue what
did-
they were doing.
Yeah, but you're gonna see more.
Oh,
in
I'm
episode
sure,
2.
yeah.
They're gonna go into more detail.
Got to have content,
yeah.
right?
Let's just
Pure
say poop.
debauchery.
poop is a very large
Oh,
portion
no.
of that that whole festival.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
I was like, what? This girl's like, yeah, I got home and they said I had trench mouth. I'm like, trench mouth? How do you get that? He was like, you drank feces infested water. And they're like, it's the water that came out of the thing that the fountains that they were giving us.
Oh,
They-
yeah. That lady
they-
even said they didn't know they were basically swimming in crap water.
Yeah, they took
Ugh.
the health inspector, the New York health inspector, like went and took samples, put it in for the 3 days. They opened the door to the freezer. They're like, yeah, we had to destroy that freezer. It was so bad. Like every place that was supposed to be producing clean water did not produce clean water at all.
Wow.
The
But
girls
then-
were talking about the water was tinted.
Yeah. But then you see how they treated the artist. The artist had huge barbecues and provided clean water, trailers, and all that. And literally on the other side of a wall, you've got 250,000 kids that are starving, dying of heat exhaustion. They're price gouging the water. They threw out all the water. You can't come in with your own water or anything like that. Like,
Renee's comment, I find it hilarious that Flea's wiener was bouncing around all over the stage. Especially now that we know he's in a Disney series.
isn't that the Descendants or something like that, or the Zombies
Who,
one?
Flea?
No, he
Yeah.
was in Obi-Wan.
He was in Kenobi.
Oh, I thought you meant like when you say a Disney movie, I still go back to like Mickey Mouse type shit.
Mm-mm.
All right. But yeah,
And I
Joey,
loved
it's a
his
good series.
character.
Definitely watch
I
it.
wish that it had lasted.
Tom, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I'm now interested. So
It
I'm gonna
is.
add it to the list.
It is.
So another
but
one-
Listen, they did a good job too of capturing some of the intensity of the performers. Like
Yes.
when they brought up Korn,
Yes.
man, and then when they brought up Limp Bizkit, like, listen, I know everybody clowns on Limp Bizkit today.
Yeah, but
But-
after watching this,
Back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, Limp Bizkit was big time. Fred Durst
That
had his
was-
hands in everything.
That was walk-in freezer music right there. If you needed to get out an angry scream, just put on some Limp Bizkit, go to the walk-in freezer. Another
right,
good one
Renee?
is the Fry.
Yeah, totally agree.
The Fry Festival. There's 2 documentaries on that.
Oh
one.
yeah, Renee had seen that. Renee and I, though, I'm gonna change subjects on that. Another documentary that when I got off our show last night, from Enough to Be Dangerous, I walked out and Renee was watching a documentary. Renee, what was that? That was the most hated man on the internet.
Oh, I watched
Yo, yeah.
Whoa! Hold on, I'm just gonna say this. I want to say, did you all finish that?
I haven't finished it, but as soon as I watch it, I was like, "Oh, these little kitty scripty
Here's
little
the thing.
pieces of shit."
Joey, have you finished it?
that. Yeah, that dude is foul.
Tom, have you finished it?
I haven't finished it.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, watch all the way through. That documentary ends in the most gangster way I've ever seen any documentary in. When you get to that point in that documentary, you're gonna be like, oh, damn, that was a mic drop. I'm just telling you, like, it's good. I didn't watch the first episode. By the time I walked out, it was like coming into the end of the first episode. So I only picked up from like the end of episode 1, and then we just watched it all the way through last
How
night.
many is it?
3
Is it 3?
episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like these little 3-episode ones. They're quick enough to get done in a night, and
I'm
not have
telling
to not have to
it's-
remember where you picked up
It's,
the next
it's
day.
super depressing watching it, but it's worth it.
Oh,
I
210.
don't find
My
it
man.
depressing.
What?
I mean, I find I find it interesting because that was during a time
yeah.
where I was doing.
yeah, but I'm sitting here.
I wasn't doing that on the internet, but just the way that he was social engineering, I see
I
it as
just
from a
keep
technical
wishing for
side of
just a
things.
little bone that might be good.
Oh, trust me. What episode are you in?
I finished it.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
probably
you
on
didn't
episode
find
1.
anything good? Like the whole anonymous thing coming down on the dude?
No, I was stoked. I'm not talking about that. I was talking about a good thing from him.
From me.
Oh, hoping
No.
something that he did something
That
good.
he did something good, and he could
Oh,
not
yeah, he
do
was a
anything
scumbag.
good.
No,
not
dude.
one.
He's a douche.
But you kept wanting that. That's all I'm saying.
No, I didn't want that. Mike kind of spoiled it for me now. Now that
just
he's
glad
already
he went on
mentioned
the talk
Anonymous.
show,
I'm
'cause
waiting
that
for somebody's. He's
spiraled
gonna mess with
everything.
somebody who knows more than him and is gonna be able to.
Oh,
outdo
bro,
his
that's
little
just the
minions.
tip of the iceberg.
I gotta watch the whole rest of it now. I'm watching it right after we're done here.
Oh, listen, I walked out of my office last night, walked out there and sat down and didn't even pick up my phone the whole time. I was just like, what? I don't, do you guys even remember
Renee, I
this guy?
have no clue.
I don't remember.
I remember the site. I remember the website.
Never even heard of the site until I
never
watched
went to
the
that-
thing.
Yeah, I never heard of that site.
Did you
I
try to
heard
go
something.
to it?
No.
Oh, you
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, you can. But
Is
it's
it
not
still
his
there?
anymore.
Oh,
It's still there, but
no,
it's taken
bro.
over. It's taken over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away especially for people who hasn't watched it. Like, listen, go watch that. That thing was both those documentaries were mind blowing.
That's like if you were to try and go to what'skickingchicken.com. You're probably not going to get
Huh?
anything.
No, it's still up, but you can go back to the
Oh.
Wayback Machine on What's Kicking Chicken.
No,
You know
you
all
didn't
that
wrong.
content's still up.
Oh, yeah. Mine's still up.
You can go back
in the
Wayback
back.
Machine on, and that's not a good look for
My
us.
Angel Fire page still works.
what?
Yeah, I got into mine finally.
You got that?
Yeah,
too?
we were testing and we're like, hey, I wonder if our Angel Fire pages were there. And like literally like the next 45 minutes, we're trying to log into stuff. GeoCities, Angel Fire, MySpace.
Oh my
A lot
god!
of
I
people
forgot
forget about those. They are still up. If you had a
Yeah,
page, it is
Cities and
probably
Angel
still up.
Fire, they're still up.
Angel Fires is still
Angel
there.
Fire is for sure. I didn't have a GeoCities.
GeoCities is Yahoo now, so
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought Angel Fire was Yahoo.
I think Angel Fire is also Yahoo.
There was
are?
a three-way
So both of them.
conglomeration.
Okay.
One got bought before the other. Yahoo slowly started gobbling them up. I miraculously remembered my ICQ number
you
from
remembered?
the old.
Wow.
Yeah, it was only a
1-368-2089.
No
Oh,
way.
see, you
Swear
got
to
a
God.
one. Mine's
1-368-2089.
88356. 88.
That's my
Yeah,
ICQ number. Why I
Wait.
remember that?
210.
20.
Tell
We
us
use it for
why you
everything.
hope it's not up. Come on, give us a little dirt.
No, it's still there.
No, I'm
You can still log-
responding
you
to
can
the
still log
question
into it.
or the comment that Rockin' the Mike said.
Who's rocking the mic?
Mike 210.
That's Mike 210.
Oh, I hope my Asian Avenue page is not up.
I mean,
No,
I'm
that got
assuming
merged
that's
over to an
something-
OnlyFans.
210, you got an OnlyFans page up, buddy?
Supplemental income. I'm not mad at it.
Hey, man, you got to do something in this economy.
That's for
Inflation's
sure,
up.
Renee. It is always there now.
So one of the other movies that I found the whole most handy man on the internet because I was on the Netflix just going through the what's new, and I had just finished another one called Keep Breathing. It's kind of like it's not really a documentary, but it's a single person. It's a very interesting movie. It's only 6 or 7 episodes.
I started it. I haven't.
did?
What is it? What was it?
I don't
It's
remember it
called
though.
Keep Breathing.
I started it
A
like
lady's
2
on a
weeks
plane
ago.
crash and has to survive by herself.
Right. Okay. I
What is it?
remember.
It's called Keep
What is she
Breathing.
gonna
I
do?
started it and I got bored with it.
The first, I'm gonna say 1.5 episodes.
I made it through 2
are kinda
episodes
slow.
and I stopped.
It gets a little bit better afterwards. It's literally a mix of Alive and 48 hours or 127 hours, and it's very interesting.
Yeah,
It's one of those if you
Sandman
gotta play
was
something to play
amazing.
something.
210.
I will have one little sidetrack comment, mostly targeted to Big E if he's still out there. I am boycotting the WNBA until they get Brittany Griner back, which means I'll probably be boycotting it for 9 years. That's my statement. Peace.
But the Sandman,
That's
if you have not
that's
started
a strong
this,
stance there, Murdoch.
for anybody here,
Tom
if
has
you've-
the strong stances.
if you have not started the Sandman, you need to.
Yeah, I think
So, Tom-
that'll be our weekend
How
go-to.
controversial does your chat normally get
Here?
on questions of politics and things like that?
Oh, we don't talk
No.
about that here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a safe space.
This is all
You
about.
want
All right,
kind
so
of
we'll talk about
content?
it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, you want that content, you have to come join us on the E2BD podcast on
or the
Mondays
Minority
on YouTube.
Report. Don't forget Minority
yeah,
Reports on Sunday
listen.
and Wednesdays.
That gets pretty heated.
That gets
What
real
times
heated.
do you start?
Yeah,
7
how
o'clock.
come you
Well,
still have
because
to
either
throw that in
Magic's is
chat.
late or my brother's late.
Whoa, whoa.
No,
whoa.
don't even try it. We started without you once, and you finally jumped in like 30 minutes late, which is not
Yeah,
bad. I mean,
there was
hey,
no power in the house. There was nothing I
Okay.
could do about
You
that.
still were late.
Okay.
work
I
it
will-
out
I will
with the
own
city.
Look,
Wow.
What's your podcast that you all are doing tomorrow? Is that the Minority Report one?
yeah, Minority Reports twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
That's where things get heated. And hey,
Just Tom and
Sometimes they
Mike
get
so
heated.
far?
Sometimes they get heated.
I started it tonight.
sometimes it's just
So Renee, I started Pray Tonight, but Jax was there, and I didn't totally know if it was appropriate for him, so I stopped it.
It's actually surprisingly not. Well, I mean, I don't know how.
Isn't it a PG-13?
No, it's R.
I mean, I don't think
Is it
it's.
R?
Yeah, it was R.
Is it R?
That's why I
hard-
stopped it.
I can't believe it's R.
You
Yeah,
really?
did you
Okay, then I
finish it?
then
there's
I don't
I
blood.
changed
remember
my mind. I'll let him
anything-
watch it then if you guys feel like
I
that.
mean, unless blood is just now automatic R.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
if that's all it is, I'm not
wasn't-
worried.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't seem over the top to me.
Renee says
In
not
all fairness,
appropriate.
That's
So,
because we're
kids.
desensitized to it.
Yeah, and I'm not raising a kid, so
Is that your callback? Is that a callback to the other cast?
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
He said he's not raising a kid, so he doesn't
I
have to
heard-
worry about
I
age
heard what he
limitations.
said.
Oh, it is wicked gory. Okay, I mean I don't mind
Is
some
it
blood,
really?
but I don't want it to be wicked.
Okay.
no.
I didn't think
Listen.
it was
My
worth
wife
it.
and I are.
Oh, okay. Well, there are scenes where he's got his predator blade and he de-amputates people.
Oh yeah, definitely no then, because I don't want
Well,
nightmares.
so he puts them back together because
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to say de-amputate.
no, but that's good.
Right. He repairs. He de-limbs them and then
Do you think that
reattaches the limbs.
delimbing them and amputating
So,
them
is
could
he-
be a reason for
Is
R?
he the originator of the human
Yeah.
centipede? Is it
That's
like
fair.
let me tear you apart and then put you all back together again? Yeah. Which I'm surprised there has not been a remake of that movie.
I'll
that's
probably
been
watch Prey
2000
though
ago,
after
or
podcast.
2020. I'll watch Prey. I'm gonna watch Prey and the rest of the most hated man.
on the internet.
My wife
more
is
days.
making life decisions for us right now in chat. Said, I'm not going to be the deciding
I think
factor
you're
in our
right about that,
household
Renee.
for watching appropriate movies.
I think
I disagree with
think
that. I
no.
disagree with that wholeheartedly, Renee.
Just based on the
As a
amputation.
childhood friend of Michael, I believe that Mike's child, when it comes about and he is giving out those advice, will need to see that gore and Charlie Sheen before he went crazy, and Tom Berenger, knowing Major League and Top Gun, and Rocky, all of them.
Those are different.
No, they're all
They're the same.
It's all blood and gore.
No, they're nothing close to amputating a limb.
The original Predator, the original Commando. Would you like me to go on with the rest of the 80s movies
those are
that have
different
people losing limbs?
And Rocky.
They killed
Has
a man
anybody
in the
fact-checked
ring
the
in front
rating
of
of
500
Prey?
people, 500,000 people.
I think
No, I
Prey-
looked at it tonight. It was R.
Okay.
But they didn't say why it was rated R because obviously it can't be cussing. They didn't know
Well,
what
it's gotta
cussing
be the
was
gore.
back then.
Yeah,
The
I
violence.
Just, so on
Yeah, it has to
Hulu,
be.
it just says R. It doesn't give the explanation up above.
That makes sense.
That's an interesting topic. I'm going to look that up. What makes a movie rated
About what
R?
makes it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
there's
think
no
it's
cussing.
changed over the years.
different reasons, but yeah. Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
PG. So many movies that used to be R would be PG-13 in today's scoring.
I feel like you don't see any movies anymore that are just G-rated. They're all
Not unless it's
PG.
a
It
Disney.
feels like.
Hey, I saw
Even
an ad for
Nickelodeon?
something coming out on Disney. I think next week that I forgot all about.
She-Hulk?
I Am Groot.
Oh, Groot.
I
yeah,
Am Groot
maybe.
has a series coming out starting next week. So
Yeah.
I said
That
that
is
last
one.
night.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Groot.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't
Tom.
remember.
By the way, Mary Poppins is still banned in China.
China. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Wrong
Mary
podcast.
Poppins is still. Yeah, I was saying if you'll get them. Don't. Nah, Mary. I went into a YouTube rabbit hole. Mary Poppins is still banned in China. Teletubbies as well. Space Jam are all banned in China. Not for what you think of, because it's mixed media. They do not believe you should have live action and animation mixed together. It gives the wrong idea.
Oh, I thought
to
there was a
kids.
different reason for Teletubbies.
No,
'Cause the sexual
Oh,
innuendo.
no, that's only in America. That's just like saying Top Gun is a homosexual
No,
movie.
no,
We're
that's
gonna
part
get
of
into
the
this
reason it got
conversation
banned.
again.
Well, regardless of that, we don't talk about that here.
We don't talk about Bruno either.
Don't talk about Bruno.
Did any of you watch that?
Yes, it was a surprisingly good movie.
Well, I don't know
I
what
enjoyed
is.
it.
I enjoyed it.
What are you talking about?
I don't. What's it called?
I'm picturing
the
the
name of
little
the
girl
movie?
right now with the hair, the curliness, and I
Yeah,
want to
what's the
say it's
name of
called
the
"We Don't Talk
movie,
About Bruno," though.
Yeah,
But
it's
not
the
it.
main song is we don't talk about Bruno. Somebody in the audience is gonna pipe up here in a minute.
Encanto.
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 Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I haven't
That was
actually
weird.
watched it. I've
Oh,
heard it in
wait,
the
is that
background.
the TV series from the
No.
boys from?
No.
Oh, it's a movie.
No,
It's
movie.
a.
You're
it's a
thinking of West
Disney,
Side
a Pixar.
Story.
What was that, Tom?
Joey was thinking of West Side Story.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I'm
no.
thinking of that spinoff.
Which they're redoing that
from
as well.
Breaking Bad.
They already did that.
El Camino.
Oh, hey,
Maybe
did
that
any
was
of
El
you
Camino.
watch? Did any of you watch Better Call Saul?
Yeah,
I'm-
about half
I've
of
watched
it.
2 seasons. I am going to pick it up at some point.
Yeah, I'm about 2 seasons into. I really liked it, but it made me want to go watch Breaking Bad because I'd never seen the whole series.
Oh, what? Did you go watch Breaking Bad?
I'm probably a little over halfway through.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm liking it. Even though with all the drug stuff, I'm still liking it. So it's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'm kind of shocked that you like. Even as I watched that, I was that hit a little too close to
But
home.
Better Call Saul was phenomenal to me. So that's why I went back because I loved Better Call Saul. But
Yeah, I never got into them. Either one of them. I tried watching Breaking Bad, and
and then El Camino was
didn't feel it.
pretty. I
That
started
was a,
that. and
that was a
stopped.
one-shot movie, right? Oh,
Yeah, it
kind of a
was
spin-off movie.
Yeah, or a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped.
was-
Yeah, it was too much for me.
It was meh.
You know, Aaron Paul, that's Jesse Pinkman, right? He's in they added
Kid
him
from
to the
Count
cast of Westworld on HBO. And
I heard that.
I'm
What do you
I'm
guys
back
think of
into
that
that
show?
show now. Who?
What do you think of
I-
I
Westworld?
couldn't.
I like it. I'm
dropped
back
it
into it.
after-
There was
Okay,
a
get
season 3 was really slow. Season 2 was confusing, and I know Mike doesn't like time jump shows because you don't even
I don't.
realize it's time jumping. That's where Westworld gets tricky. Like you don't even realize that they jump from scene to scene, and there's no indication that it's like it might be like 10 years apart or something.
It's like being
Because
a
they're all
Mike,
robots.
real
They look
quick.
the same. Uh-oh.
What's up?
I just want to say, Mike, I don't know that that's a hot take on Better Call Saul. I've heard a lot of people say that they like Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad. I like Breaking Bad better, but and then Mike said,
Oh yeah,
they
Rescue
lost
Rangers
him-
movie.
Mike said
Sorry, the other guy.
you lost him on season 2 of Westworld.
Yeah, I would agree. Season 2 started to get really time jumpy. Season 3 was just it made no sense. Season 4, I think that just kicked off now, season 4 seems to make a little more sense. So I'm tracking now with season 4, and
I just read a headline, and it just said that they killed off 4 main characters in season 4.
Of what?
Set of Westworld.
Oh,
I haven't gotten to that yet. Then
Tragic.
Oh,
Tragic.
that's sad.
Spoiler alert.
hey, you're not
Pour
the
out a
boss
little.
here. Stop that.
Who did that? Where'd that noise come from?
Oh, what?
Oh,
Nothing
see,
happened.
I think I triggered him now. He just remembered he has a soundboard.
You built a
No.
soundboard?
It's a virtual soundboard. Wait, did you switch
Oh.
to the virtual Stream Deck, or are you still using your?
Yeah. No. I'm using.
Oh, look at that virtual Stream Deck on an iPad. All right, Kindle
Yeah.
Fire Kids Edition 8-inch.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's called Free 99.
Is it really? I thought that they charged for that software.
No, the Kindle was free for me.
Oh,
Why?
I don't know what it was I was doing, but for a long time, Amazon was just sending me emails like, "Hey, you qualify for a free this," and I got a free Echo, I got this free Kindle, I would get free phone cases. Like, just I don't know why or how. I may have signed up for an affiliate program a long time ago or something, but I would just get emails or like, "Hey, check out these great deals that are available just for you." I was like, "Okay, cool."
So that really is a Kindle, huh?
Yeah. Don't care. I use it to
I
read
didn't-
books, surf the web, and
I didn't know
It's
anybody
literally
had
for my-
Kindles.
we own a
it's
Kindle.
just a cheap tablet.
Yeah, it's
I can
actually
literally.
really nice.
It's an Android base. So I can literally
Yeah,
side
it's
load
Android, and
anything
you
I
can-
want on.
You can break them too.
Yeah, I side loaded Kodi on here before. That did not work well, but then I
Yeah,
started
it's
doing
a
side
little
loading
slow
apps
for that.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
That's how we first started. When you joined the podcast, you were using that Kindle as your cam.
Yeah, you were like, "Hey, hop on," and I was just like, "Yeah, okay." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, I was literally lazy.
You were
on the
packing up
couch.
the house. Yeah, you were
And I was
packing
just
up
like,
your house.
I was
in
like,
Mesa.
yeah, I'll try this Kindle, see if it works. Yeah, I used it for a hot second, and then it just turned to crap. So it's good for if I want to watch. I literally play it like if I'm video gaming, I'll play Netflix or something on there while I'm playing Call of Duty or whatever, or if I need to look something up real quick. But I was like, hey, you know what?
How about new?
No more iPads for me. Although I do have an iPad Mini somewhere around here.
Why don't you like iPads?
I've never had it. Apple has kind of just got a foul taste for me.
I love
Ever
Apple.
since you remember those the watches we got at GoDaddy are the Nanos, not those, but they were that small, but they were Nanos. It was before the Apple iWatch. So any kind of perspiration you get on Apple devices, they will not replace it. Like they won't replace the little connector that detects if there's water so your headphones work. 3 of those went dead. I got another one from GoDaddy. All these I got from GoDaddy.
I'm telling you right now, they will replace it now for that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is now 10. That's 15 years later.
Because Danny
Doesn't
just
really help.
replaced hers because
So you're
of that.
holding on to
So-
a 15-year-old grudge, is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is this has built up. So
What else do you have around from
my
15 years
iPhone
ago?
5, my
hurt you?
5S, my iPhone, when the battery issues came out with iPhones, and they said, "Hey, your batteries are expanding," so it was pulling up the screen. Apple went and replaced the battery, even though it was clearly in there. I was like, "Hey, your battery is destroying my phone." They're like,
Yeah, they're
Well, we
much
can go ahead
looser
and
on
get you a
that
new
policy
one.
now.
They're like, "Yeah, we could
Yeah,
buy.
but-
You could just buy another one." So then I got my iPad, and something happened with the iPad. It wouldn't update anymore. Like, well, this is kind of an older device. We're not really selling these anymore, but we support them. But let's go ahead and get you into a new one. So every time, instead of fixing it, they wanted me to spend more money on it. So I
Now-
just don't do
Yeah,
it.
they
Put
don't do
yourself
that now
back in,
anymore
Put
either.
your tech support hat back on. And how many times did you tell people that same spiel of it's your
audience-
fault, not ours?
The audience would like to dig into your deep wounds. Let's unpack this. Who hurt
Let's unpack
you?
it. It was your favorite teacher.
Oh, listen.
He wants to apologize, but
I forgot what his name is. What? All right. What was that teacher's name? Your econ teacher.
Oh, Mr. Green.
Fuck Mr. Green. I said it.
oh wow.
Wow.
You know, he visits the podcast.
I don't care.
Wow.
Terrence going back 30 years deep on this one.
Hey, you said who hurt me.
I mean, is this the
Man.
start of all your hoarding and everything? It's like a protective layer.
He did the
Wait, how much-
opposite of what the
He-
economy teacher told him. Economics.
Yeah.
No.
Don't hoard. I'm hoarding.
He covers his wounds in Windows 95 discs.
You never know when you're going to
One of
need
these
a
days-
coaster.
One of these days, it's gonna be. I kept one. One of these days,
You're bringing
I'm
it
hoping
back?
It's gonna be worth money. No, I just
Baby back,
it's still
baby back,
filled up.
baby back.
After
yeah,
the
those
great
guys were- this is
reset,
more
we're
20
going to need Windows. And
I
it might be
doubt that.
$20.95, so it'll
I
look
doubt that.
legit.
I seriously doubt that. No, I'm seriously contemplating getting rid of all my computers though, and going with a
A Mac?
no, fuck a Mac.
Oh,
A-
yeah,
a
'cause
mini
you're still
desktop.
holding on.
Desktop size. No, just because this is such a small room. It's not like the houses that I've lived in
A Mac won't
that
fit.
it just puts off so much heat. And with a fanless desktop setup, there's way less heat that it puts out.
He says you have a certain hatred for various things, and it's a hell fire inside of you.
You're goddamn right it is. It's like the upside down.
Yeah, because the M1 is horrible.
What's wrong with the M1?
I'm joking. I would love one.
I was gonna say you guys were just hyping me up about my M1 like 3 days ago.
No, the Mini.
Oh,
What's it called, Tom?
The Mac Mini M1.
Oh, it's the Mac Mini.
Yeah,
okay.
see,
M1.
I want a mini. I don't want it to be a Mac. I mean, you could get a Nook. I still want it to be repairable or replaceable or upgradable by
Yeah,
myself.
I want it to work well.
The M1
Yeah.
Mac Mini is great. I made the mistake of buying the
Buying
8
the-
gig version.
yeah,
I should
that's-
have bought the 16 gig version.
I mean, I'll
Wait,
take that
are
if you want to give it to me.
well, hold on. Are you rocking a Mac Mini?
He has but it's
I have a
only
Mac
what
Mini.
8 gig.
Out in
dude.
my outdoor studio, I have a Mac Mini running the whole thing.
Well, what are you operating off now? Are you off a
This is a
MacBook?
This is a MacBook Pro.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take the Mac Mini from you.
No,
Since
it's running my studio outside.
No, it's just taking up too much room.
This is actually not an M1. This is a MacBook Pro from 2018. So this is an Intel based. This is an
Oh,
i7.
wow.
So
Yeah, I'm
my
pretty sure
processor's
mine's
way
that.
slower than
I
that.
think mine's M1.
Yeah,
But
yours- if you bought it, you just bought it a few months ago. It's an M1.
Yeah, I mean, my next computer 100% is going to be the Mac Mini.
Well, now you can get an M2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
saw that.
I'm not
can't get
anywhere
an
close to
M3.
getting this, so who knows what
Next
it'll be
year.
by then.
Well, gas prices are down, so things are getting more affordable
Oh,
again.
shut up.
Oh yeah, how much are gas prices in Phoenix now?
429 as of
There you go.
today.
There you go. That's
Oh, wow, it
60
went down
cents
again.
That's good. That's
Guys.
pretty good.
What? Come on, you're not those people that are going to try and say that's pretty good
No,
at
it's
429.
good that
saying-
it's going
I'm
in
not
the
saying
right
it's good. I'm
direction.
saying
490
great.
for 85 here, and creeps into the $5 range when you
Well,
go
listen,
to premium.
you made life decisions to pick up and go to California. And we all understand it, but that is
That's a fact.
hey, there's just certain things you're gonna have to understand about living in California.
This is
You ain't
true.
never seeing anything remote to what gas prices where you guys are at.
Oh, I just said the lowest is like 485, 495 for 85.
No. I'm talking about these Midwestern boys.
Oh, it's always trying to
Oh.
come out.
I think I filled up 2 days
They
ago. I
just-
think.
they
it,
just
it was
gather
not
up some
cheap. I mean, it's like
corn,
450 still
take
for
it-
me.
Take it out to the
Really?
shed and
Yeah.
distill it down.
It's that much more across the border.
So I got a
What are-
question then, because Tom, you're kind of a low key prepper, and Joey, you're in kind of the same area, ruralish.
Okay.
Have either of you thought about just growing your own corn and like making your own alcohol?
Wait,
That'd be much
on.
easier. I don't drink, so who
Tom, are
gives
you a
a-
prepper?
I
How
He's
many,
got
how many
space
boxes
for
of
it.
I have
ramen do you have?
secured a little bit of a future in the events that may not
Hoarding.
be favorable.
That's called hoarding.
Wait, you hold on. No. You don't get to call anybody a hoarder, first of all.
Oh, geez,
Oh,
T10.
the hell I can.
No, you can't.
Anyway, but back to my
Holy
question.
cow.
What I'm saying is, you don't have to drink the alcohol, Joy, and if
What's
you
it
just
for?
distill it, it's for gasoline.
Philippines, 546 a gallon in the Philippines. That's
So,
shocking
like
to
when
me,
you're
actually.
drinking, when you're drinking alcohol, after you distill it, you gotta take the heads and the bottoms out. But if you're just using it as gasoline, you just run it straight through. It'll burn. You don't care. You, don't have to separate it. You just distill it and take your whatever comes out.
But won't that hurt something on the vehicle?
No, you can add. I mean, you could use it for anything. You can run your car off of it. You can run your lawnmower off it.
You don't
your
have to do
John Deere.
anything else to it.
I mean, do you need to pass emissions in Arizona? Then no. As
Put
I
a little
ran my bike off of
disclaimer.
that.
Put a little
Yeah, well, I
disclaimer
was
at the
just thinking
bottom
the
of this video.
disclaimer. Yeah, the disclaimer on this video.
Try
is
things
the,
said by Magix at your own risk. Not responsible for damage
All right.
to your.
What kind of car do you have?
the opinions expressed on this show.
All right. Don't use it in your SV. Use it in your tractor, your riding lawnmower,
Lawnmower.
Dude,
Your
propane backup.
Dude thinks
until
you got a
find out
tractor
what
because you
you
live in
need.
Indiana.
Your generator.
No, I do have a rider.
Yeah, exactly. Damn
big
city
yard.
boy, you don't know about them country boys.
Not like Tom's yard, but I have a big yard that I don't want to
Yeah, I'm
push
saying
mow.
you can literally use it for those type of things, generators, things like that. You can add additives to it to make it more compatible with your vehicle. But yes, you technically can run it in a car. It's just going to be real high premium gas.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not buying it. I think something's
Okay.
off there. Tom hasn't even come by to see
We're
the new
not
house.
responsible for the opinions
Tom, are you
that
ever going to come out to
on
visit?
this show.
I have relatives that live closer.
I'm not
than
asking
you
that.
I haven't even visited.
Right, though, I know that you don't
I'm
like
awful.
leaving the house,
I'm an awful person.
but why don't you come out?
I will
He's
come
going to
out.
fly a drone over.
I wanna
We'll
come
head out
over
to
and
Holiday
visit.
World or
Virtual
something.
visit.
I want to come over before it cools down too much.
Why don't you guys come visit in Arizona?
No thanks.
Why don't you guys come to California?
I am going to California at the end of the month.
No,
There you
okay.
go.
I mean, I'd go to California.
I'm going for my birthday weekend, 26th.
How
through
far are
the
you from
29th.
San Francisco?
Me?
hold on.
It's Sacramento's right next to it. Hour and a half. Isn't that an hour and a half?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
I don't know.
I think it's
Terrence,
an
have
hour
you
and
ever
a
been to
half.
San Francisco?
No,
You haven't been to San Francisco?
no,
You're
Some of the best
Sacramento
food
boy
in
and
the
you've never been
world
to
right
San Fran?
there.
no.
I disagree with that.
But I could tell you, I've
Some of
been
the
to
best food
Major.
you
disagree with that.
I've been to Major
does
Air
have
Force
some of the
Base,
best food in the
McClellan
world.
Air Force Base.
Known for that.
Oh, some
when
of
I
the
lived
best food. I
here-
thought you were saying the best food. in the
No,
world.
not at all.
Yeah.
Because I've had, hands down, one of the best restaurants I've ever been to was in whatchamacallit, in Florida in the Panhandle.
Tom wants to say it. He's prepped to yell.
So I mean, I've been to some places that are pretty amazing.
He wants to yell.
Best food spot in the States, in my opinion, is Charleston. Food in Charleston.
Oh, actually, let me ask you this, Joey. Since you
Puerto
worked on a boat
Vallarta.
and kind of that panhandle-ish area, have you ever had yakame before?
What is it? No, I haven't.
It's like a beef noodle soup.
What nationality? Or
Creole.
No,
It's
Are you guessing?
Louisiana Creole.
Sounds
it's
really
Louisiana
good.
Creole. It's Cajun. It's a mix between Cajun food
Beef
and
They said
noodle
Korean.
Cajun soup sounds really good.
yeah. It's literally it's like Asian noodles with
Do you know how
beef
to spell
that's
it?
seasoned with Cajun. Yeah, Yaka. Just type in Yaka Maine. MEIN is the N or MAN. It's a big thing in New Orleans area. I think New
Yaka
Orleans area
Maine.
probably has the best. Probably is gonna have the best food. I want to go there and have some of it.
It's a
But the
gypsy
only
plate.
problem is, I can't wrap my head around eating crawdads.
It's a gypsy Creole fusion.
Okay,
It's known for
How did you
curing hangovers.
Where's your where do you say is best place for
It looks
food?
Asian to me. Asian.
I have a
inspired.
very simple palate.
That's fine. Where's your favorite place for food?
Tacos.
Safeway.
You're talking about like regionally?
Sure.
I would say Indianapolis actually had some good places downtown.
They do have.
I've
some
actually
good
heard
places
that
downtown.
Indianapolis. I have actually heard Indianapolis has a good food scene.
They have. Well, they have a nice, really nice downtown. They've just cleaned it up in the last decade.
Well, yeah,
And-
since the Super Bowl, they had to like revamp all that.
But
built
the
the
food
JW.
there is absolutely amazing. I agree.
Is it?
I would
Is
like to go
it?
to Austin. I should go on a food tour.
I mean, Austin, I think, is probably going to be most known for its barbecue.
There's surprisingly, I watched a documentary. I watch a lot of food documentaries. Austin has a sprawling, a blossoming Asian market as well for
That doesn't
restaurants.
surprise me, actually.
And doing Asian barbecue fusions. Like I saw that they were like Texas barbecue with Asian flair. I'm like, what? Those
Yeah.
are two of my favorite foods.
I have two teammates on my team that live in Austin.
Yeah, we got a lot of people that work there that live in Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, New England,
chowder?
you know, if you well, yeah, listen, if you like seafood, if you don't like seafood, then you don't care about it. But New England seafood is, of all the coasts that we went to for seafood,
Yeah.
like New England is better than the Pacific Northwest, better than Baja,
Wow.
better than definitely. I think Florida's got the worst seafood scene.
Well, it depends on where you
How
are
How do
in
you think
Florida.
that?
Yeah, I mean,
Like the Floribama border
Mud
there.
bogs.
There's
Up
some
in the
really good
Panhandle?
seafood. Yeah.
I mean, I still been there. I still think Florida of if I'm going to choose anywhere in Florida is coming last on my list of seafood spots. Florida will be last.
I can see that.
Like I'm going.
But I've been to. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going for me. I would go for seafood. It would be New England, Carolinas for seafood, Pacific. No, not Pacific. I would do New England, Carolinas, Baja, Pacific Northwest, the Gulf Coast area. So New Orleans, Alabama, Panhandle. And then Southern Florida last.
You remember what you had in Baja? Tuna?
I mean, I just love.
Yellowtail?
No, I like a lot of like Baja tacos, Baja style tacos.
Oh, so bottom fish.
lobster.
Okay.
Yeah, rock lobster, crab cakes.
Yeah.
You know, Baja style. I
So
just
that's-
like Baja.
You know,
style.
that's where I worked on the boat. So we actually, the amount of fish that
With
I've
Bobby
eaten
Lee?
through there.
Ding ding ding.
That time frame, yes. But oh my goodness,
Hey,
Hamachi,
do
Yellowtail.
these rankings include your world travels?
No.
Do you remember your world
Yo.
travels and eating, or were you too young?
Yeah. No, listen, world traveling food. I'm telling you, Puerto Vallarta.
Really?
Outside the U.S., Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, best Mexican food in Mexico, but I put that up there above Korea. Look, European food, worst food, period, is England. Straight trash, garbage.
So bland.
It's
There's a documentary that describes why everyone
bad.
says that. Like you have the
English
same
food
cereals in England. You
Yeah,
can take
Renee,
Fruit Loops from
Yellowtail's probably
England
my
and
favorite
Fruit Loops
fish.
from the U.S. and the Fruit Loops from England are just gonna taste like cardboard because
Well,
they have
that's-
Did you
such
like
restrictions on their
Sea bass and
foods.
yellowtail.
Tom? Did you like German food?
Not so
It's
much.
tonight.
I like
Yeah,
German
mean,
food.
I didn't really get into too much of the German cuisine. Really, when I lived in Germany, we were eating more like Italian, of
Yeah.
course, Asian, but yeah, not so much the actual German food. I did like the food in the Philippines though. Surprisingly.
I've only had
long did you-
Filipinos cook for me. I've never been there, so
Wow.
Well, listen, for context,
that's just wow.
Tutan owns and operates a gorgeous
resort. yeah.
resort in the Philippines. That's where he is.
And we need to get Tutan on here, Mike.
Yeah, get him on here and promote his
Promote his resort.
resort.
I'd love to
Yeah.
see some fresh new pictures.
Oh man, it's
Sweet. He said he's down.
all right. Tutan, we're gonna make that happen, buddy. Yeah, that is. Hey, did we lose Terrence?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
wait
he's
till next
frozen.
month.
No.
He was
Tutan.
asleep. Ding 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 ding
You
ding.
can see the light moving, right? I forgot to turn that
yeah,
off before.
that's fair.
And it is wrap up time too. But we do have a
Ding 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 ding.
That gets one.
a pretty cool guest on next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Because
I'll
wood
be here
turning.
again.
Yeah, next Wednesday we got Joe. So last week, for context, we had
Rich.
join us last week, and we talked a lot about his woodworking and things like that. And then so Joey got a little bit motivated, and afterwards found. How did you find him, by the way, Joey?
Bull Rider.
Grinder.
Yeah, he's gonna
And then-
be.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, he's going to be our largest creator in terms of follower.
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
by
going
far.
on back there?
Dude,
There's a protest outside Magic Zone.
Is up.
a D-bag on a three-wheeler is just cruising.
Yeah, he's definitely
the block.
creator-wise and follower-wise. He's definitely going to be our biggest guest we've had on the show. But once you guys see what he does, and I'm gonna ask him to be in his workshop while we're interviewing him, so that he can just grab random stuff to show everybody. But he's phenomenal, high energy. The talent is through
More
the
so
roof.
than Bobby Lee.
No.
No, this guy I did watch his stream the other night. This guy we're gonna have on next week he's real high energy, really interactive show. He does this thing, and I don't even Joey, did you hear that? Like he's on Twitch, and if you type in a question into his chat, it reads off the question. Is
Well,
that
you have to be
feature that I'm-
you have to subscribe, and if you subscribe, anything you type in chat, it'll read it out loud, so he doesn't have to be looking at the computer to know what's being said. It reads it to him, and he'll just respond. He's got headphones on, and the only thing that comes through those headphones are the chat being read.
That's cool. High
Yeah,
tech.
so while he's sitting there
Yeah,
doing
OBS
woodworking
plugin.
and he's like sitting there carving things up and answering questions while not even looking at his computer. It was kind of cool.
Hey, so is Van Meter gonna make one of you guys a shark coochie board?
Yeah, I showed it last week.
No. It's a board, and it says shark. It's a picture of a shark, coochie board, and then
Oh,
it
no
says
thanks.
because nobody could say charcuterie board correctly.
Oh yeah, I
It's a
actually
joke.
did see that.
I know, and I'm sort of depressed on our huge bats that the Padres have, and they've just lost like 5 games in a row.
Yeah, didn't they just get swept by the Dodgers?
They got swept by the Dodgers and beat by the Giants last night. So
Yeah, that's not good. Although I did see while we were sitting here, Soto blasted his first home run just a few minutes ago.
yes, thank you for that.
Hey, how's the Buena kid doing? Since I don't follow baseball.
Yo, that kid, listen, We've got a Buena kid that got called up to the Phillies and has just been crushing it.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, his first.
What's his name?
His Derek Hall, DAR. He's on my Facebook. Derek Hall. He so he's from Sierra Vista. In fact, Tom's alma mater, his dad, the baseball field at Tom's alma mater, Cochise Community College.
Ally.
The baseball
Man, I
field
went to
there is
Cochise
named
College.
after his father.
Oh, how cool.
I call it the University of Cochise County, but some people call it just Cochise College.
But his first 3 hits in the bigs were all home runs.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that first time
Like-
ever?
No, well, in his first, I'm going to say his first 8 games, he had hit more home runs inside of his first. I think it was some crazy stat. Like he hit the most home runs of any Phillies in their debut in 100 years.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah. Like,
I think
Pretty
they have
legit.
stoners that come up with these stats. Like, how did somebody really come up with that stat and be like, you know what? How many people stepped to the stadium with a right foot only with a shoelace untied? First time in 33
Well,
years.
Well, you
Listen,
got to
it was
know
kinda
baseball. The way they keep stats in baseball, though, is very detailed.
yeah.
More so
They,
than any sport.
So it was kind of cool because so back when he first went to AAA, Donald was telling me about this kid from Buena that's in the AAAs, and someday he'd be in the big leagues. And so he was commenting on one of Donald's posts one day, so I just friended him, right? So he's like a first line connection friend on Facebook that I've got this kid. But anyways, the Phillies are coming to Arizona here at the end of the month. And so Donald had told me Donald knows that I like my hat collection, and he was looking for that baby blue hat with the red
P.
Phillies logo, which surprisingly enough is a very difficult hat to find. It really is. So I still didn't find that hat. It's a flat brim, a pro back flat brim P, very difficult to find. But I found the next best thing. I found a baby blue hat with in fact, I've probably worn it on one of the podcasts. It says Phillies on it. And so I sent it over to Donald. So yesterday, Caleb, Donald's son, got it and had a picture of him talking about, hey, got my new Phillies hat. Excited to see Derek. And Derek commented on it.
Oh, cool.
And it's crazy because Caleb is like, he's obsessed with baseball. Caleb is absolutely like, he's in travel ball, plays travel ball and that whole thing. And
I watch
Derek
his
Hall.
Facebook stories.
Yeah. And so whenever in the off season, Derek always goes back and they go fishing with the kid and all this stuff. So it's kind of cool to see hometown kid do something.
Yeah, that's
Especially
awesome.
from Sierra Vista. Because none of us, we're doing podcasts trying to be famous.
Hey, by the way, if anybody's here and you have not followed us, please give us a follow. Also, you can subscribe to support us in what we're doing by giving a Prime subscription, or you can do a Tier 1 sub, Tier 2 or 3. But those definitely help us out. And pretty stoked to get the 4 of us on a Tuesday night so you guys can see a little
I didn't
Twitch.
understand any of what you said, so I'll need to learn about this whole Twitch subscription setup, but sounds very interesting.
With your Stream Deck, with the
Hey,
Twitch
what did we get-
subscription, you can add a whole bunch of, like, Joey, I don't know if Joey's doing it.
Oh,
you
Twitch
can
How
have
about
Plus.
the
your chat.
24?
Your chat can be showing up on your OBS screen, so you're not having to look at 2 different things, or on your Stream Deck. You can hit your subscribes. There's all sorts of integrations you can do with it on
You'd
Twitch.
be a
Did I get
top
caught
G.
yawning?
You'd be a top G.
No, it is
I
much
get
easier
caught
to
yawning?
interact on Twitch than it is YouTube, for sure. And we don't
mean, we
have
can-
our
we can
girlfriend
do it,
showing up randomly.
Listen, if
I don't know if
anybody
you can have
is
naked
here,
you know,
if anybody's here new seeing this crew, and enjoys this conversation. We're probably a little bit more rambunctious on the Enough to Be Dangerous
A lot
podcast
more.
on Monday night. We got a little wound up last night, but apparently it's not nearly as wound up as they get on the Minority Report.
Did we get wound up
Big
last
Bike
night?
BMX in the house. What's up? You're catching us right as we're leaving, sucker.
So
Subscribe though.
Mike BMX.
It's not too late to subscribe.
yeah, we had Big Bike BMX who we had on a couple weeks ago. The big
Oh, I
BMX
just-
bikes.
Every time I see his name, I immediately go back to the feeds and videos. So there's a guy that does the land stunts for the movie Rad, and all the
Yeah.
movies had old BMXs, and he's like our age now, and he's still doing them. Tail whips, cherry pickers, the whole nine. So I said Big Bike BMX, and I'm like,
I bet you he
Yeah.
knows him.
and then it reminds me
They've
of
probably interviewed him on their podcast.
There's a guy we worked with. Me and Casey are kind of we were real close with him. There's a guy that was on my team that he turns his pool every year into a skate park and into a
Mike
skate
Hathcote.
pool. Yeah, half coat.
Dope.
So yeah, like
I've
me and him
taken
used to
video
chat all the
footage there.
time. Like we would sit there next to each other and just quoting lines for Search for Animal Chin or whatever, or Rad or anything else. And like when Tony Hawk did the 900, and we were just geeking out over it. And then, I left obviously, and now like I sit there and I'm watching his feed, and he's like, yo, you have Christian Hosoi skating in your pool, like. So it's kind of
He's
Mike
had some-
Cathcote had Christian Hosoi at his place.
Oh, he's had a
Dude, Mike
few.
Athkos has had
Yeah,
tons. Of
He's had
people at his
tons of
pool.
pros.
Christian Hosoi, everybody.
That was my
the
first
Bones
board.
Brigade.
Was Hosoi.
Hosoi? It was
He's
probably my
essentially has
second
had
or
the Bones
third.
Brigade there, except for Tony Hawk, and he may have had Tony Hawk there, but probably had to sign an NDA like you can't show this video. But yeah, he's had
Wow.
an assload of people there. Yeah,
I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, he used to design the tracks for X Games and the skate courses for the X Games as well.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, Big Bike BMX has had some cool things on their show as well. It's their podcast is actually, even if you don't
Yeah.
like Big Bikes BMX, you still
telling you.
enjoy.
That's what.
Oh,
Isaac
geez,
just
there
said
you go.
that Caballero shot a Vanzad at Hathcote's house.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
telling
even
you,
Which
know
dude.
was
about
funny
that.
because my second board was a Caballero. He's got
Yeah.
the first two boards I had. We're talking about both these dudes. That's wild.
I mean, they're both
had no
meeting their
clue.
childhood heroes. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's.
just
I mean,
true.
that's wild. I mean, my first board was a Hosoi, and my second board was a Cab.
That must have
That's
been
wild.
way before I met you. I don't ever remember you on a skateboard.
Oh, bro, listen, I had them. I'm never at any point. I got my first. Do you remember Shane Allen? I got my first
Yeah.
board. I got my first board. My Hosoi board.
I need
from,
to, Isaac.
And then when I got and that Hosoi board was actually a piece of crap. It was all broken up, but it was my first board. And then the second board I bought, yeah, Terrence, that probably was pre-U because I think I was in 7th or 8th grade at that time. But my second board was the first one that I bought with my own money, and it was a Caballero. And Dean
Summer
got a
stuff.
Psycho Sticks. That was a
Because
cool
Shane
board, too,
Allen,
that-
I skated with Shane Allen at the church parking lot at the top of
Yeah.
Linsner.
Yeah.
And I cracked my board in half going off of a lawn tramp. And then somebody
What?
gave me a Natus Kappas blacktop.
Oh, I remember those were dope. Hey, here's Isaac just said Mike has a signature deck himself. I didn't
What?
realize Mike was all that good. I mean,
Oh yes,
no,
he was
not
very
I
good.
had no, and I say that in the context. I didn't even know that Mike was a skater. I know Mike.
Oh
from-
yeah,
He's in the X
dude.
Games.
Oh
from
my
work.
God.
We geeked out on Star Wars stuff, and I
He
knew
got
that
a-
he does the voiceover stuff. I
He
had
got
no
a
idea
medal.
that he was.
He got a
Yeah,
medal
dude.
in X Games.
So one of the things that we used to talk about were
What?
injuries. So you remember when I crashed, right? like Mike and Casey, like Casey was like, hey, talk to me, whatever. We're gonna get you a bidet, whatever. But Mike or Halfcut was like, yo, I know your pain. He's like, hey, try doing this. He gave me tips on how to deal with like the broken bones. I'm like, you design them, you skate it. He was like, yeah, dude, I still skate. He's like, I've broken hips, arms, fractured everything. Yeah. If you watch his feed, like I'm gonna say at least twice a year, he breaks something skating in his own pool.
He's saying that.
What do you mean by he's got it
has
now?
a signature deck now?
Oh yeah. He's still
That
skating.
had.
No,
Holy
he still
cow,
skates.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
That's not surprising. I wouldn't doubt it.
That's
Dude,
so
look at
cool.
shocking to me.
Look at all the people he's skating with. Of course, he's gonna have that's gonna parlay into some kind of thing other than, hey, thanks for letting us skate in your pool.
Tom, did you ever skate?
I had a skateboard, but I think for the most part, I only remember rollerblading.
Look, I injured myself rollerblading as well.
Terrence, you're just
And
injury prone, bro.
That's crazy, Isaac.
Look, first of all, I said we should go the other way down from the Chase Bank because I knew there were cars there. And there were cars there. And the security guard was there. It was either me into the SUV or over the rail. So,
all right, guys.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Isaac. Big Bike BMX. If you click on his name, you can. Oh, he doesn't do Twitch though. Never mind.
Biggie, thanks for showing up again as well.
Oh,
Thank you
Biggie,
for
this
fact
is
checking
the
us, Big E.
Biggie. This is the Logitech I'm on, the C922. So this is the look, but you have the same camera, so you probably know what that looks like.
I have
Hey,
a
Big E,
Hey,
this
is
is not the
C922.
Logitech.
Is Biggie on your Minority Report podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's one of our 4.
Oh,
He's
definitely.
one that
listen,
doesn't
man,
look like me or
You
Tom.
gotta throw that one in our chat. Like, I know I've personally asked for it like 5 times now. Throw
All
it
right.
in our chat.
I will put it in our
Done.
chat.
Done.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Every
We'll
time.
All right, fellas.
use that next month when you're on the show. 210. Well, we'll
Yeah.
connect on Facebook.
Hey, well,
we'll
we-
start a group
We
with you, me,
appreciate
and
you
Mike.
having us.
It was fun.
It was
All right,
fun.
listen, if you enjoy this banter with this group, we do the Enough to Be Dangerous on Monday nights.
On YouTube.
There's a lot of trying to hurt one another's feelings, and it's
Not a
most we
safe
mostly
place. You
a
will
lot of
be
shots fired.
there is, but we talk a lot of movies and television shows, and then that inevitably bleeds into something that has someone fired up. But
You know,
and that
I
gets us
don't know
off
if
on
you
a
noticed
tangent.
this, but when I was having that milkshake last night, I spit it out, but I did it off camera. So I had to clean my desk off after the show was over, and then I had a big drool. I had a big drool coming down my lip. Looked like something else.
You
But,
look like your OnlyFans.
Right.
Sounds good, 210. And we are off. See you guys.
Later,
Thanks
fellas.
for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Next
Peace.
Wednesday. Or, well, we might have a Big Brother. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait.
Don't forget.